I always knew that I would work in advocacy because of how I grew up. I come from a family of social workers and advocates. I really feel so fortunate to be in what I consider the business of my family and my family's legacy. I am Aisha Nyandoro. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Springboard Opportunities, and these are my firsts. I am from Mississippi. Mississippi is one of the poorest states in this country. I was not shielded from poverty. My family's from the Mississippi Delta. So encountering poverty and generational poverty as well as situational poverty have always been a through line of my upbringing. But the other piece of that through line of my upbringing was that poverty was not something to be afraid of. Poverty was not something to blame individuals for, that poverty is a systemic issue that all of us are responsible for ensuring that it's eradicated. I am homegrown goodness from Jackson, Mississippi. Poverty has been all around me my entire life. The first time I realized the Guaranteed Income Program was feasible in the United States was in 2017. I had been leading and running Springboard Opportunities for years by this time, and we were trying to figure out how to go about just putting cash in the hands of the families that we work with, specifically because our families had told us this is what they needed. I researched and realized that guaranteed income, or at that time specifically universal basic income, was something that had been tried outside of the United States and other countries successfully. I found out that it had been advocated for in the 70s by not only Dr. Martin Luther King, but also a mom, a Black mom, Johnny Tillman, who indicated that moms simply needed to be paid for their work as mothers. That's when I realized that we could release radical imagination and really going about being the answer and the solution to what our communities need most, and that is cash in their pockets to address the income disparities that exist. Let's be very clear, my imagination is not limited to what happens in Jackson, Mississippi. But I also knew that we needed to prove this in Jackson, Mississippi as a proof of concept. So when we launched the Magnolia Mothers Trust in 2018, it always was a national play. It always was, how do we provide a blueprint for others to replicate? How do we provide a template for funders and politicians to look at, and how do we provide the data points necessary? Because when we first started this work, there was no data on what happens when you give individuals, especially extremely low income individuals, cash without restrictions. It was all hypotheses that we had, and I'm just happy that it came into fruition. So look at that.